So if you're not familiar, Maaco is famous for like cheap paint jobs. But because of that, people have used the internet to show like a $400 Maaco paint job against like a $6,000 body shop paint job from somewhere else. What we did is we went to Maaco, we checked every box. So bodywork, primer, base coat, clear coat, which is the most expensive form of paint that they do, and everything. And we're about to see what that got us. Now, what did it cost us? $2,900. And ooh, I see the car, it's actually behind us. I don't know if you guys can see it. So we're gonna go check this thing out. We're gonna see what $2,900 will get you at a Maaco body shop. There she is. Yeah.
Color, I'm hoping?
Yeah, that's it, man. It looks great.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't have told me that. I wouldn't even notice that.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Now it is wet, it's been raining, so we'll do a full breakdown when I get this thing home so you guys can really take a look at it, but it looks pretty good. Bodywork's not perfect, but it's decent. The paint does look really good. The base coat, clear coat came out great. So I think it's gonna look great, honestly. I think it's gonna serve the purpose we needed. At $2,900, I'm not mad at it. One thing I am a little mad at is I'm gonna have to redo the headliner again and reseal the sunroof. At some point, it started leaking again. It has not been leaking, and it just started. I got here, that seat was soaking wet, so I need to dry it up. The floorboard was wet, which is what caused all of these issues with this truck in the first place. So we'll pull that out again. I'm gonna do it in a different color, try to match those visors as good as I can this time around. Well, all is not well in the Maaco saga. It looks good. I mean, the paint looks okay. The bodywork, though, I don't even know if they did it. And I think I paid for it. So I need to look, because I need to look. And this is what I mean. That everything looks pretty good, but there's one major issue to me. Like, come on. Look at that. It's huge. You know, like the waviness. Look, let me be clear. I am not a picky person. The waviness here, you'll see, not great. But I can live with it. A lot of this, like these spots, there's molding that covers that, goes over it, and that's from them removing the molding. Okay, this spot, I told them, you know, I knew this was going to be kind of a pain to do, and there's a bumper that goes over that. Okay, no big deal. Like, that's fine. But I really should have inspected it. I should have stood back off of it and inspected it there. And I mean, if I didn't pay for body work, you know, if I didn't pay for body work, then I didn't pay for body work, and I'll see if maybe I can get a paintless dent repair person to come out and fix that. But like, I mean, we are 10 feet from the car, and your eye just goes straight there. I can't leave that. I've got to fix it. So that's pretty frustrating. The rest of the car looks pretty good. I mean, you can see the reflection's pretty clear. Not bad there. You've got some waviness there. That's where the Range Rover sticker was, and they had to sand it down. That's actually, honestly, kind of good for me, so I know where it goes. But yeah, look, I mean, we've got, again, you know, it's like, if I didn't pay for them to repair and do body work, then I didn't. But I'm fairly certain I did. And so if I did, then I'm going to be looking for a refund. I just wish I would have seen this beforehand. I'm not used to picking cars up from paint, so that's new for me. Now maybe, am I overreacting? I don't know. $2,900, comment below, did I get ripped off? I'm not sure. I like the paint. The paint looks good. Comes with a 5-year warranty, which is cool. Maybe that covers this stuff. I'm not sure. And honestly, I would be good with everything if that wasn't there, but that is there, and that is all the way there. I mean, there's no way I can leave it, so that adds time to my build. I need this thing gone like a year ago. So I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting. Let me know in the comments below. This video's not over though, because we have more to do. So if you were wondering about the paint job, there you go, that's it. We'll continue this paint job saga. I'll figure that out later in the video, but I've still got to assemble all this stuff. I'm not gonna do it today. Kind of rainy, got other things I got to do, but I am gonna do it in this video. So next up, I guess we'll start putting the front end together. I built a custom headliner for this out of a long wheelbase headliner, and I've recovered it twice already. We're gonna do it for the third time, and the third time is the charm. And with that, I also need to recover these guys. So these mount, there's 3 mounting points there, there, and there, and you have to pull everything out to get to that. And then some screws right here, and then it just slides off. So we're gonna pull those off. We'll get the fabric for that. We'll get the fabric for the headliner, and I've got to actually get some more fabric for the interior that matches the seats. So you gotta pull the studs out from here, and then it slides backwards and off. For whatever reason, Range Rover decided to cover these in leather or some sort of vinyl. The rest of the AB pillars and all of that is black paint, but these are vinyl, and almost every Range Rover Classic that you see now, they're torn and cracked. So we're gonna replace that with new vinyl. Now I went and picked up some boat vinyl. Go ahead and spoil it. This is the end result. So it came out pretty good. I'm gonna show you how I did it. It's really not hard at all. So if you do have one of these cars and you wanna recover these, you can totally do it. We went ahead and cleaned everything off, so it's ready to go. And this is the vinyl I'm using. I just went to my local upholsterer and gave him 20 bucks and he gave me some vinyl. So we're going to spray this down with adhesive, stick this to it, and that's pretty much it. I think that's gonna be it. And I just take a Sharpie and mark my corners. This is some headliner adhesive, and it's super strong, so that's what we're using on this project. Again, maybe rubber cement or something would be better. Hopefully. It's a lot like putting on a really big sticker. You just want to like work the air out, or like vinyl, if you ever vinyl wrap something. Whenever you cut a triangle, you kind of have to turn these into trapezoids to make room.
You going to bed? You going to night-night? Might be using his box blade.
All right, I like it. Yeah, me too. I feel like it'd be good to tell you that for every video I post on this, I think we've got 4 out now, 3. There's anywhere between like 50 and 150 hours of work. It's crazy, and it's not like the Fatson or the MG where you can tell that there's been a ton of work done. So it's a little bit frustrating, and I'm kind of over it. I'll probably never do this again. But speaking of that, one of the things that I did is replace this trim piece here and these little tabs. Everything was broken and rusty. And there's also some trim up here on the window that got replaced and put back on from the other truck. And those kinds of jobs just add up. Maaco gave me back my trim pieces in a box. They decided to take them off for me, which is great, and not replace them. So I think that a large portion of the bodywork was fixing the damage that was done by removing these. I wish they would have left them on. The glue that's used is ultra strong, which I'll show you in just a minute. I wish they would have left them on, but they didn't. And now I have to fix that. So I've got to do 2 jobs on these things, and I've already kind of tested and figured out the best way to do them. The first, as you can see, you've got this strip that used to be chrome. Now it's kind of old and flaky. This is the best condition one that I have, and you can tell it still looks really bad. So we're going to get rid of all of this epoxy and chrome like tape or whatever first, and we'll get that kind of painted, and then I'm going to show you how I got rid of the adhesive. It's not easy, but if you have the right tool, it's not too bad. First, all I'm doing is I'm going to get a flathead screwdriver, or I guess I could use I've got a gasket scraper. Let me grab it. I'm just fixing this. Unfortunately, to get this glue off, I mean, it's almost like a resin at this point. I tried a razor blade, I tried a scraper, nothing would really get it. So I've got to use my least favorite tool ever invented, but it's also one of the most necessary tools. It's an oscillating tool, so this blade just shakes back and forth. And we're gonna go up underneath this and just loosen it all away from the rubber and get it off, and then we'll be able to actually refinish the piece, it'll be ready to go back on. The reason I hate these things is because they make the most annoying sound in the world. Guys!
Fellas.
All right, and with the glue removed from the back, all we'll do is spray it with the same paint I used on the bumpers. It's that textured black, and that is the finished result. Now I may get a piece of like chrome tape or something and put it on there just to restore it back to like look the way it used to look. But overall, I think it's pretty good. Now this is not a great example because of how good of condition this one was in. Most of them were in much worse condition. So I'll hit this one with paint, one more, and then we can install them. And that nightmare will be over. Only a few left. Hey, girl, what are you doing? Don't put those down there. We gotta protect these. No. Crazy. No, ma'am. Nope. Those have to go back on that car. We can't throw them down there, okay? Hey, you hear me? Hey, give me that. These have to go back on the car. These have to go back on the car. No, no. Can't mess them up. Oh, goodness gracious. Ha! All right, thank you. I gotta paint that one still. That one's still gotta get painted. Okay? All right, that is it. I got all of the molding put on the car and it's complete. We've got a few little things to do, things like fog lights, decals, and stuff like that before it's done, but a lot of that's coming over from the UK. I don't know when it's going to be here. I also have to get the windows tinted. I've got to take it to a local shop and have them sort out the AC and a few other like daily driver things that are going to take time. So I'm calling this build done until that stuff gets done. I'll come back and do a recap and tell you about how much everything costs. Now, if you've never worked on Land Rovers before, the price to get this car to just to where it is right now, to daily driver, daily drivable, is unbelievable when it comes to just the price of all the parts that went into this thing. If you haven't followed this whole build, we did an engine, we did a transmission, we did drive shafts, we did another engine. We did full interior, we re-engineered a bunch of stuff, we did new fuel injection, I built a custom headliner that you guys saw in this video, replaced a fender, replaced the grill, replaced the transmission cooler, had some custom lines made, I mean a full harness on the engine, a full switched ignition power system. It's unbelievable like the amount of stuff that had to go in to get it to where it is now. And it was expensive, but I'll break that down after it's completely done. But again, it's going to be probably a month, maybe two, before I have everything done and it's gone to all the shops and all that stuff. So we're just gonna, it'll just pop up one day and you can see it then. But as for today, this is what we got. This is the $2,900 Maaco paint job. Now, they asked me to leave an honest review on the website, and I did. I'm not gonna do that here. This is a YouTube video, so let me know what you think in the comments below. The way that the cost broke down was about $1,400 of it was just for the base coat, clear coat paint job, and the other $1,500 was for body work. So we spent $1,500 in body work on this car, and then $1,400 on paint, totaling $2,900 for what you see here. Did I get ripped off? Is it a good deal? You let me know in the comments below. I'm very interested to see what you guys think based on what you can see on camera. Overall, I think the car looks good, especially compared to what it started as when I first picked this thing up. This was a huge project. I never want to do this again. Like I never want to do it again. But doing something like this teaches you a lot. I learned a lot about fabricating things. I learned a lot about getting cars running that haven't worked in a long time. I learned a lot about engines, and I learned a lot about what it takes to complete a project all the way. You guys know I have chronic project incompletion syndrome, and I'm trying to get over it. I've been working through that on this channel, and so this is a big one for me. This project has just been a nightmare for the past like year, just because it's been so difficult. I'm happy with it. I have this like trauma bond with it now, but it has been super difficult. So overall, from a character standpoint, probably been a good thing. But from a YouTube standpoint and from a mental state standpoint, not so great. I'm ready to do creative stuff again. We will be getting back into creative work on the channel. And I'm just so ready. Overall, it's a big win. The car does run and drive on its own now. It's as maybe a little bit more reliable than most Land Rovers, which I don't know what that's saying, but it is, thanks to the Holley EFI. And you know what? We did a hard thing. It's time to go do fun things, though. I'm ready to do fun things. I built this giant shop back behind me. I've been working on it. I'm almost done and ready to move in. I've got a lot of moving parts going on in there as well right now, so that video will be coming soon. And I recently had a sponsor for a video that is going to allow us to make cool stuff again. So that's the plan. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for sticking with me on this build. It is, I don't know if it's been fun for you guys. It hasn't been particularly fun for me, but I'm proud of it. And sometimes that's just the way life works. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, which will be tomorrow, by the way. I'm going to post again tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow.